Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at men standing up to feminism. Don't forget to drop a comment, make sure you subscribe if you are new here, and let's jump into it.
Okay. Trust the process. 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 Oh, thank God.
Apparently, trusting the process doesn't involve using a cork device to, I don't know, apply the stuff to the toilet.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to like your husband. It's okay to not hate all men. It's okay to want to take care of him. It's okay to want to do nice things for him. It's okay to uplift his name in public instead of tearing him down in front of all your girlfriends. It's okay to be obsessed with him. It's okay to want to be around him 24/7. It's okay to want to treat him with respect. It's okay that your biggest goal in life is to be a stay-at-home wife and mom. It's okay that you want to get married young. It's okay that you don't nag your husband and mother him and you treat him like a wife. Just be prepared to be called anti-women, a pick-me, and misogynistic for having a healthy relationship and loving your husband.
It's insane how many wives encourage other wives to hate their husbands. It's not helpful. Usually it's divorced women who do this, by the way, or no, I won't even say that. A lot of women just try and sabotage each other's marriages. It's really quite sad.
Currently, right now, with the way my bank account looking, I genuinely can't even afford to be a feminist. Like, with the way my bank account looking, you have to pay for our dates or we're not going out.
That was good. You need to clip that.
For TikTok. I'm being serious. Like, I'm genuinely like, I currently am not in a position to where I can date somebody that like can't like pay for us to go out to eat or like pay for us to whatever.
No, because you can't live with the fear of a Venmo request. Sorry.
She's come to the point where she would rather be broke and hungry than abandon feminism.
I'm not a feminist. I can see men and I don't immediately feel threatened.
I'm not a feminist. And then people ask me if I'm actually a woman.
I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and feel pretty.
I'm not a feminist.
Thank you. I'm not a feminist. I don't hate children. I'm not a feminist. I would watch this video and I wouldn't be offended.
What's funny is that there are too many women who would see this and just completely fly off the handle.
Women are the only prize. Men are prizes.
Yes, she is. Women are we have intrinsic value. We are the prize. Like,
what?
Men go to work for women.
Wait, what?
Yeah, why do you go to work? To pay bills for your woman?
No, for myself.
She's implying that men have no intrinsic value whatsoever. I'm sure society would tend to disagree, especially if men were to disappear for, I don't know, an hour.
I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever.
A date doesn't automatically mean that you get a free meal. Either bring money or stop dating. These women are essentially treating dating like some sort of, fishing for retirement. It's insane.
So we did that, I paid, and it's fine. And then after, I was honest, and I just said it, like, I don't know, because I said, like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out, and, like, to me that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards, he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of...
Crying because you had to pay for your half of the bill is peak delusion.
We're trad wives. We believe in gender roles in our marriage.
We're trad wives. We believe a clean home is a happy home.
We're trad wives. We always obey our husbands.
Trad wives. We choose to stay home and support our husbands.
Trad wives. We always have dinner ready when our husbands get off work.
Trad wives. We always satisfy our husband's needs.
Trad wives. We would be caught dead in a bar or club without our husband.
Trad wives. We always respect and appreciate our husbands for their heart.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to support your husband by being a traditional woman.
Not gonna lie, I think we up women. We wanted rights. We wanted equal rights. We wanted feminism so badly. We bit the big one. We're now not letting men open doors for us because we are too independent. We're not letting men pay for dinner because we are an independent woman, because we're business minded. We're not letting a man eat the taco because we are...
She's completely missing the point. Feminists insult men for not doing those things.
What? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not doing all of these things? Listen, I get it. I want independence just as much as the rest of you, but could we like reel it in a little bit? I also want my dinner paid for once in a while, and drinks.
That is not happening. Feminism destroyed the social contract. Men are simply done with it all.
Listen, I'm an independent feminist through and through. Need a man? For what? No, I can do it myself. Until one thing happens, and it's when those door-to-door salesmen come by. You know, the pushy ones who literally won't take no for an answer? And this is what I turn into. Pest control? Well, I don't know. I better ask my husband. I just don't know about this house stuff. I'm just his wife. When he'll be home? Well, gee, I don't know. He works long hours. Let me give you his phone number.
All she had to do is say no and close the door, but apparently feminism doesn't teach that one.
If men should pay for dates, what should women do? If men should be chivalrous, what should women do?
Be ladies.
But you've already disqualified. You cannot definitionally be a lady if you're a worker.
Exactly.
So I guess beyond being a worker, if we can say men should do these things, what can we say women should do?
Treat you with kindness and respect and love.
But I'm looking for something that is unique to women. So for example, when you say men should pay for first dates, men should be chivalrous, men should provide, protect, that's one direction. That's going from men to women. But so again, the question is, and I'm getting crickets here, what should women uniquely do? Checkmate. Nothing. Come on.
They think their presence is enough, and they cannot understand why that is not the case. Feminism is always great until something goes wrong. Then they wonder where the men went, you know? As soon as the bill comes, as soon as a war starts, or there's like a fire or something, back to begging men for help.
I am a feminist, but if I'm doing a job that I consider to be a blue job and somebody, a male, offers to help me, I'm going to say yes. I went to the dump dressed like this and I was carrying like old dirty kitchen units, and if you scroll through some of my videos you'll see that some of the units I had in my kitchen were unsalvageable, sticky, gross, horrible, oily. So I've been ditching them in the dump and I was literally carrying them like this, and the guy is like, oh, don't worry love, your outfit's too nice to be carrying those, leave them at the bottom of the steps and I'll take them up for you. Yes, please, nice dump man. I'm going to take you up on that offer. Normally would be like, no, it's fine. I can carry these because I can. But you know what? Sometimes you just don't need to. And sometimes you can just say yes to help from that nice bloke in the dump.
That's not how it works at all. You can't have selective independence. You either are independent or you are not independent. There is no shame in being appreciative towards a man. This shouldn't be a hot take, okay? If somebody, is deserving of appreciation, why would you not give it? It makes no sense.
I don't think that it is anti-feminist or patronising for a man to offer to carry a woman's suitcase up or down the steps in the train station, and I do fear that we are losing the art of chivalry, especially in London, because I just went through King's Cross and the whole of the tube, and not once did anyone say to me, mate, would you like a hand with that? And I'm pretty slender, I'm 5'1" and physically disabled. So if someone had said that, I would have said, yes, please, thank you so much. That's really kind of you.
She's leaving out the part where chivalry is gone because modern women insisted on it being gone.
And it's when you look around, like, is anyone available to help? No one makes eye contact with you. In fact, they try and shove past you faster when they can see that you're struggling. And it's not even about your gender. Like, you don't need to be a man to offer me help. If you've got fewer things in your hands and it looks like I'm struggling, you could just say, hey mate, do you want a hand with that? What's the worst that's going to happen? I say, no thank you, I'm good.
You can't demand that men help you after telling men for years that they are completely useless. They thought independence was going to be fun and easy. Nothing is further from the truth.
I have a lot of women who when they get told, like, oh yeah, no, you got to give him half your, or oh no, you got to pay alimony because he makes 50 grand a year and you make 250. And they're like, you know, they could be the staunchest feminist in the world, and when you tell them they got to pay alimony, they're like, whoa, 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 he's a man. He's got a strong back. He can get out there and work. And then suddenly the whole, like, gender is a construct and there's no such thing, that goes right out the window when you get told you got to pay alimony. That's like, nope, no. I believe in strict gender roles. Men should pay alimony. Women, even if you earn 10 times, you should not have to pay alimony. I've had very, very staunchly feminist clients who changed their mind about how feminist they were when they got told that they were going to have to pay alimony.
You will see the feminist hypocrisy on full display once it comes to the subject of alimony.
Hey, just really quick, if your man pays for the roof over your head, then keep it clean, okay? If your man pays for the food that stocks your fridge, then cook it, okay? If your man pays for the clothes that are on your back, then clean the clothes. Clean all the clothes, okay? If your man is paying for your gas, then you're gonna run his errands. You're gonna get the groceries, okay? If your man is paying for the water that's coming out of your shower, then you're gonna keep that bathroom clean, okay?
It's sad how many modern women will look at that with scorn and say that she's not that dude's mother.
Last one, if your man pays for the bed that you sleep in, then you're gonna be the last one in it, okay? These are things that we're doing now, okay, for our men. Because the women that tried the princess treatment for the men, well, they created princesses. But if you expect your man or your husband to treat you like a princess or praise you as the Bible says he should, then you are going to treat him like a man who provides and protects for you, his family, and his house. This weird feminist, I hate my husband energy, it's done now. It's done. It's time for women to step up and do their parts in their relationships now, okay? Okay, bye.
Wives like that demand full support and provide nothing but contempt in return for the man. Even when she measures twice, she still can't figure out how to do things.
22 is the cutoff. We shouldn't be 25, 26, 27 being a feminist. That's silly. Come on. That is for children. You know what I mean? Imagine crying to the government while saying the government. That makes no sense. If you identify as a feminist, that is like a signal to society that you are a confused woman. You have no idea what's going on in the world. You have no idea how we got here. All the faults of feminism you blame on capitalism, but then you're fighting for the right to be a part of capitalism. Like, it's just really crazy.
Feminists refuse to see the contradiction in their lack of logic. They are always the victim no matter the situation.
Once you're 22, if you haven't started to figure out that, hey, gender roles actually are good for society and I gotta get married, you're okay? Some of y'all like to wait till the last minute till you're 30 or something to try to change your mind. It's not happening. You gotta, the activism, the liberalism, the feminism, 18 to 22. We shouldn't be seeing 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds at the protests. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like feminism is a young woman's sport. Let them have that. Let them have their fun, kiki. Once you turn 22, 23, it's time to find you a man.
It is an ideology that preaches childish behavior, and so many women fall for it. And part of the reason why they fall for it is because they want to believe in it.
Reason number 2 on why I need a man. I'm at Walmart, and I've been here for over an hour getting an oil change. Now, if I had a man, he could either A, do the oil change himself because he a man that knows how to work on cars, right? Or 2, he would go and take my car to get the oil change, right? Or 3, he could at least come pick me up so I ain't gotta wait here for 2 hours.
She only sees men as service providers who are put on this earth to make her life convenient.
Right? I feel like that's a legit reason to need a man. And for y'all that's gonna say you ain't got no friends to do that, you know, somebody else can do that, you don't need a man to do that. Hush. Hush. I'm coming up with my reasons on why I need a man.
If she sees men only as butlers, then she has no business having a man at all. I think men in general are just better off not dealing with women like this whatsoever.
I swear that 90% of feminists suffer from some level of cognitive dissonance, because tell me why, when the conversation shifts from the patriarchal norms that apply to women to those that apply to men, all of a sudden the feminism just evaporates from their bodies. And you can tell it's cognitive dissonance because the second the check hits the table, they start to get real creative with the way they justify these norms. Oh, but women spend so much money on makeup and their clothes and their perfumes. Okay, so if a man did all of those things, if he wore makeup, if he wore designer clothes, are you suddenly paying for the date?
No, she would just throw a bunch of random slurs at him for dressing that way.
No, right? So the argument actually has nothing to do with that. And also, wasn't the latter half of the last decade spent saying that women don't do those things for men, that they don't dress for men, they don't wear makeup for men? What happened to that argument? Or does it just, again, evaporate once the check hits the table? Oh, but I deserve to be compensated for the additional risk and danger of going out with a man. All right. Fair point, right? Men are dangerous, right? Anyone who has female friends knows that they've had weird experiences with men. But in the case of dating, right, you're going to a public location, ostensibly a restaurant. This is a person you vetted for their education, for their income, for whether or not they have friends, for whether or not they seem like a sociopath.
This whole notion that men are just innately dangerous is incredibly insulting. It's people who are dangerous. Yes, there are bad men, but let's use some common sense here, okay? Men are not just dangerous, as a whole.
You've probably FaceTimed them, talked to them, texted them for a period of time, right? The probability that you face any danger during your date, if it's present, was obviously not enough for you to choose not to go. Do you know how I know this? If I personally felt my life was in danger, a $30 meal would never incentivize me to go, right? So that's a non-argument, because you wouldn't be going in the first place if you genuinely felt like you were under threat.
It's an emotional argument geared at emotionally manipulating other women to agree with them.
What is feminism to you, or in general?
That's a good question, man. Honestly, I would just say it's women putting their own rights above equal rights.
Okay. Gotcha. And would you consider yourself a feminist?
No.
And what do you mean putting their own rights above equal rights? What do you mean by that?
So just preferring them getting special treatment over, I guess, equal rights, right? Because I believe everybody should be treated equally, right? No matter what, who they are, gender, race, color, right? Doesn't matter, right? I believe everybody should be treated equally. So, right, when they're preferring themselves over, I guess, just equal rights in general.
Feminism is about hating men and demanding preferential treatment. It is insanely childish.
Where are the men that give princess treatment? Because I'm telling you now, I am not going near another man who doesn't give me princess treatment. I'm sorry, it's not happening, darling, because I want someone who literally is obsessed with me, worships the grounds I walk on, literally kisses my feet. I literally want kisses on my toes, all right? That is exactly what I want. I don't think it's normal to be nonchalant. No, I don't want someone who's just, yeah, you're kind of pretty. No, I want you to literally, as soon as I wake up, I want you to kiss my forehead, tell me I'm the most perfect person you've ever seen on the planet Earth.
I don't think it's healthy to be obsessed with someone. That's a great way to get a stalker in your life.
And I want flowers. I want coffee every day. I want love. I want compliments. I want admiration every single day. Because what do you mean? You're my husband, babe. You are my husband. And I'm going to just settle for someone who doesn't give me that? No, sweetie. No. I would not do that. I'm so sorry. I need someone who literally is so irrevocably in love with me that they cannot imagine a day without me. They are pining for me every single day. They cannot ever take a breath without me in their life.
Men are not attracted to women who start every sentence with something like, I want, or just I in general.
So you can't handle an independent female who doesn't need a man. Just say that. It's not about can, it's don't want to. You can't shame me for not wanting something I don't want. Right? I like women who are feminine, soft. That's what I like. Right? I like women who, when they come around, they're women. Not this independent, don't need a man. That'll turn it from midnight to 6, real quick. Don't need that. Thank you, though.
It makes no sense how a woman thinks that a man would actually want, a strong and independent woman. There are a few men out there, I'm sure you can go and find some who would say, yeah, I want a career, successful, independent woman. But for the most part, men don't really care.
All those feminists are full of because I'm going to tell you right now, someday there's going to be the first woman president. All right? Which means you don't even know what her platform is, and you automatically cheer. It's got the same genitalia. I'm telling you, they're not smart people. Feminists, they're not as smart as they're coming off. I'm telling you.
Feminism thrives on a hive mind that lacks any form of logical thought or reason. If you sit down and you start to, disagree with feminists, they're going to probably just scream at you before they actually address what you're saying.
What's the biggest thing you hate about women?
The biggest thing I hate about women is that, that one Billie Eilish quote, she said,
"You give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world."
That's it right there.
Okay.
You look at that statement, you see how invalid that is. As a young man coming up, you see how they're just trying to put you down, okay? Now, if the roles were reversed, this would be a cancelable offense for us.
Okay.
You understand that?
Okay.
So,
if your philosophy is based on quotes from Billie Eilish, you should probably rethink a few things.
I think that, there are double standards, okay? And we have to look at these. We don't let them slide.
Okay.
Pause. Okay? We just have to realize that, if you're going to say that about us, and you expect us to not say that about you, let's take a step back and let's look at the situation, all right? Next question.
Right.
The good news is that men are waking up and finally seeing the hypocrisy for exactly what it is.
Why are Gen Z men saying off to feminism? Yesterday, BBC News shared an article that showed the widening gap between Gen Z men and Gen Z women, with a particular trend showing that Gen Z women are becoming more progressive and Gen Z men are becoming more conservative. Now, this is nothing new. It was shown that this was happening in America before, and it's happening across the West. And for me, it's incredibly obvious why this is happening. Because feminism and the left in the present day do absolutely nothing to support men. They do the opposite. They demonize, they stigmatize, and they ignore their problems.
You can't insult men for decades and expect them to just sit by and take it with a smile.
Why would young men be drawn to an ideology that on the surface at least comes across like it hates men for being men? And that is not what feminism is meant to be about. In theory, according to some definitions, it is meant to be about gender equality. But all you need to do is chat to the average feminist or see the average feminist influencer on social media, point out some of the inequalities that men face, such as in the education system, such as in mental health care, and such as how the economy is changing today with the decline of traditional jobs. Do they care? No, absolutely not.
In fact, feminists will look at those problems and celebrate the idea of men suffering.
But what will they do? They will blame men for it. They will say it is the fault of men themselves. It's the patriarchy. Men have built this system, therefore it's their fault. But when it comes to women's inequality, it's a systemic problem, which is weird, because when it's men's issues, it's them that's the problem. It comes from inside. But for women, everything else is outside. Again, it's men's fault.
The funny part is how feminists will blame society instead of their own actions. She could have saved herself a lot of trouble if she just parked closer and then rented a dolly or something. If you need a man to help you, then by definition you are not independent. It really is that simple.
I hate feminism. I am not a feminist. I need a man to show me how to turn this on and keep it on. I have managed to till this much. I have all of this left, and every 5 seconds it dies. And yes, it has fuel in it. And obviously I can't till over the plumbing, so I'm trying to, move to the other section of the yard. No, the wheels lock up when the thing's not on. But if it's on, it's tilling. What the here's me figuring out how to move this thing. Enjoy.
I love how instead of asking for help, she just wastes time recording a TikTok video about it. This is so damn typical. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.